Hello and satanic blessings, everyone. I just did, I just spoke with Father Satan in regards to, well, I actually was thinking of this before I actually spoke the words out loud to him. And when you're dealing with the gods, at least I know Father Satan for sure, and the infernal gods, you don't have to even say what you want or you need or the question you have. They already know before you say it. They know more than you know about yourself. So I just want to make people aware of that. But I asked Father Satan if he would mind answering me questions in regards to what his opinion is about the conspiracy theorists and the people that say that the government is trying to control people, and each side is blaming the other side, and there's such a division between the left and the right. Now, I always ask Father Satan, because that's one thing I just want to get out here. I don't care how long you've been in the craft for. I don't care how great of a magician you are. I don't care how strong your bond is. You, out of respect, you should ask the gods they will speak with you. You just don't call someone up like you wouldn't call someone up, and they could be in the middle of work or in the middle of something important, and expect them to get on the phone with you. So it's just common courtesy, because the gods, they don't have to speak with you. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to do a damn thing they don't want to do, just like we don't have to do anything we don't want to do or speak with anyone either. So common courtesy, especially if you like somebody, you would want to make sure you speak with your friend at the proper time, or ask your friend or family member if it's okay to speak with them. So I just wanted to get that out, and I just want to get that out there for some. I just have to put my own personal 2 cents into this. This is off topic, but the magicians that think that they can control everything, yes, to a certain extent you can, but you cannot control the gods. And if the gods, their will is not for you to do something, I don't care how good you are, you're not going to be able to do it. If the gods will it something to be, you could be a novice, or they could be your very first spell and it'll be successful. So I just want to get that out there. I don't care if you've been doing this for 40 years. At the end of the day, if someone's been doing this for one day and the gods favor that person, or they will that person's spell who's only done it once to work and not yours, then that's how it will be. And that's just the way it is. That's because they're gods, and they are not in the physical, they're not constrained to the physical form like we are. So I had to just put that in, because a lot of people are delusional, and they have delusions of grandeur about their capabilities. So now, after I just got my own personal opinion out of the way, I'm going to be going back to being in messenger mode now. I'm going to relay a message from Father Satan in a very unbiased way. And again, I am just the messenger, and I already received approval from Father Satan to make this video. Because if he did not wish for me to put this out there, I would not do that. Again, I always ask permission for things like that. Okay, so I asked, in my mind, I already knew what I was going to ask. So Father knew that I had this question in my mind. And the question is about what is the truth about these conspiracy theories. and everybody has something different to say. Seems like the majority of people think that there's something fishy going on. It's all set up, and the government is trying to control. The government and the elites are trying to control. People mention the cabal. People mention all these different theories, but they're all speculations because nobody seems to have an answer, which, as beings in the flesh, whether you're human or not human, you're limited to the knowledge that you have unless you do divination and unless you practice the occult to some certain extent and practice divination to get your answers. So, most people are very concerned, and as a person from the outside, because I don't put myself in the mix of this. I don't feel as if I'm personally affected by any of this that's going on in this world, for my own personal reasons. Most humans are affected by what's going on. I personally am not. And I know that there's other black magicians and Satanists who are not affected. So this is from a completely unbiased point of view. I don't gain anything from saying one stance or saying another stance. I'm strictly a messenger, and I am going to communicate the message from Father Satan that I received. So I pulled all 4 major arcana cards. The first card I pulled is the Death card. The second card I pulled is Temperance. The third card I pulled is the Magician. And the fourth card that I pulled is the Lovers. Okay? So let's start with this. Let me tell you the message. Father Satan is telling us what we need to end this. To end this this thought process of other people in power in the government trying to control us. That we need to just get over this already. And this needs to die. We need to get past this. This is not, it's not constructive. It's not productive, and it's not helpful when people sit at home and think that they're being controlled by the government. That's not helping. And people could have little groups and talk about it, but they're just talking about it and speculating, and then they're spreading fear to other people, and then more people get scared, and it's just causing fear. When you keep talking about the elites and the top people in the government, you're just spreading fear. And if we think about it, our ex-president Trump, did he really seem like an elite? Did he really seem like he was one of the people that would have top control over things? Just think about that for a second. So the government and the elected leaders, they don't control anything. Okay? They don't have as much power as people think they do. They are elected officials by the people. The people have the power. The people, the citizens, they work for us. Okay? So we have the power. So that is, we need to stop thinking that the government has power over us. That is not productive, and it needs to end. Death. You need to put this to death. You need to, this needs to stop. It's just producing fear. And that is negative, obviously. Why should we scare people? That's not productive in any way. The next card is Temperance. Now, Satan is advising us to take whatever little that we have, whatever we have right now, whatever position we may be in, even if we're not in the best position, but to take whatever we have and make the best out of the situation. Take whatever we have, put it in the cauldron, and make the best out of it. And that is confirmed by the Magician. Take what we have. If you're given lemons, okay, make a nice pot, put the lemons in the pot, and make some nice lemonade. And add extra sugar to it, okay? So that's what the Temperance card is saying. So be the magician and let's have some nice refreshing lemonade coming out now of this. Okay, so you take what you have and make something productive out of it. And then the Lover's card. I want this to focus here. One moment here. Focus. Okay, the Lover's card. This is everybody. This is representing both sides, the right, the left, and everybody, the people, just coming together to help each other out. The lovers, partnership, companionship. That means it's time to come together from both sides, all sides, left, right, the red elephant, the blue donkey, conservative, liberal. We need to come together to help each other, not break each other apart, not cause fear-mongering. Okay? This is the time that we need to work together, not work against each other. And that may mean doing things that we may not want to do. That may mean, this is an example, that may mean wearing masks even though we don't want to. We may not want to because who the hell wants to wear a mask? But that is something that needs to be done. Okay? Now I'm talking from an unbiased point of view here as the messenger relaying a message. We need to take whatever we have. Let me focus this without a glare. We need to take whatever little tiny bit of lemons, even if they're not that good, the lemons, and they're kind of brown, and we're going to put them in this nice cauldron here. We're going to put the lemons in here, and we're going to go ahead and make some magic lemonade. Okay? And we're going to come together, at least we should be coming together, and helping each other, serving each other nice lemonade, helping each other along, being considerate of others, and basically not being nasty to other people during this time. Because so many people think that it's the end of the world. Well, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. There's so many worse things that could happen than what's happening right now. We have a new president in office. Things are changing. And all we need to do is to put to death our old ways of thinking. The old ways of thinking that most of the people in the population in this world had in the year 2020 was very negative. It carried death energy in the negative sense, because a death card could be very positive. I consider the death card a neutral card, depends on what it's explaining. But there was so much death energy in the negative. Fear. And then people spread fear. And then those people would spread fear onto other people. And it would just grow. And it was more rapid. than the coronavirus itself. So there's nothing that we need to fear. We don't have anything to fear. As long as we make the best out of what we have in our situation, as long as we take the resources, what we have now, not what we wish we had, not what we would have liked it to be, not what we plan it to be in the future, or not what we used to have, what we have right now, what we have at our disposal right now. Turn it and make the best out of it. And just come together. I don't like to say in love instead of fear, because I'm not that type of a person. I'm not a love and light person. So I don't like to say that. But to come together, to make this, whatever problems that we have, to lighten the load for others. I'm not saying to go and love everybody, because I personally don't like most people. So that's me. That's my own personal feelings. But I'm just trying to say to come together, to make things easier for your neighbors, just to make things a little bit easier for everybody in society. If we do our own part, if we do our part of what we're supposed to do, and what's supposed to be done, things are going to go by smoother, and we're going to get to a better state in our society, especially in the U.S., 'cause I'm speaking from the U.S. Our economy will eventually get better. The businesses will start to flourish again. Not right away. It's going to take time. The virus will start to dwindle down. We have a vaccine. It's taking time. We have a new president. Things take time. So there's no need to get scared. You got to kill the fear. You have to kill the fear. And take whatever you have, because there's always someone that has less than you. Okay? So take whatever little you have, and use your skills and your abilities, especially if you're a magician. Use whatever you have, and use magic to make your life better every day. Don't worry about what the government is doing. Don't worry about who's in office. Don't, if you like Biden, if you don't like Biden, if you don't believe in the government at all, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in office. It does not affect us as individuals, who is in the office, who's in the White House. It doesn't matter. What matters is what we do with our resources that we are given, and how we are able to skillfully make something better for ourselves, to make life a little better. And as magicians, we should be able to do this to some degree, no matter, if we're beginners or advanced, we should be able to do something to make things better. Okay? And especially as magicians, because we have an advantage over the average person. We at least should be able to do some ritual work or divination, things that will help us along the way throughout our daily chores or our daily life. Okay? And the bottom is just to come together, the left and the right. And like I said, I'm not going to say everybody needs to love each other, because that's yucky to me. So just everybody needs to come together to a point where, you respect each other. You don't have to believe in the same politics or the same religion as someone else. That shouldn't determine whether or not you could be friends with somebody. You're going to have to work with people that are not the same politics. You're going to have people in your family that are not the same politics. You're going to have neighbors, and that's just how it is. And everybody has their own opinion about the government. Everybody has their own opinion about liberalism and conservatism. Sorry. Everyone has their own opinion about the Biden and Trump. And that's all fine. And nobody is right and nobody is wrong. That is their own personal opinion. You are allowed to like and agree with any party you want. It's a personal preference. It's not a right or wrong. There is no right party and there is no wrong party. There's just the people coming together to make everything work. For the people of the left and the right to take whatever we have now and to make something of it. So that's for everybody in general, and especially those who are magicians. So worry about yourself. I want you to worry about yourself. You won't be so inclined and you won't have the time on your hands to be, fear-mongering and bashing other people down. So whether or not there is a group of billionaires somewhere that are pulling the strings, it really doesn't even matter. Because if there were to be, they're so limited. There's way more of the rest of the population than there are of them. And giving into that, you build that energy like an egregore. So if you keep talking about some top 2% of people that are, controlling the world, and you keep saying it, you may be, possibly feeding an egregore right there. So just cut that out. Just stop talking about it. It's not going to help the situation. If anything, it's going to add more energy and build up this negative egregore, which I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's an egregore that people around the world created out of fear mongering and conspiracy theorists. So I could thank the conspiracy theorists for building an egregore if there is one. And the best thing to get rid of an egregore is to not think about it. When you forget about it and you don't put your consciousness towards it, it slowly disappears. It doesn't have the energy that it does. So we need to just kill all that. And we need to stop worrying about the government controlling us. The government can't control you if you don't let them. How can the government control you? The government doesn't control me. I don't see how the government can control anybody. You want to keep talking in that fashion, then, you could build an egregore that will control you. So stop talking about it, and just start taking whatever we have right now. If you whatever good things or anything of value, double it, put it to work, manifest it, make it something better. So, just like the cliche, if life gives you lemons, make nice lemonade. So that's all I have to say about that. And I did my best to try to be as unbiased as I possibly could. I added some of my own opinions in the beginning, and then I just relayed a message of what I got from speaking with Father Satan. Now, if people don't agree with me and people want to be rebellious, that's fine. You don't have to like what I say. You don't have to trust what I have to say. You could go ahead and ask Father Satan yourself and let him give you an answer. That's great. That's what we want. For you to go ahead and make your own decisions, not listen to anyone. I'm just a messenger. I am a Satanist, and I am giving what I believe is the correct message from Father Satan. And nobody has to believe what I say. Just like no one should have to, believe what other people say. Do your own research. And if you want to unsubscribe to my channel, that's fine, because I don't make a salary from this. This is not my bread and butter. And being a Satanist means that I shouldn't care about whether or not the majority of the people agree with what I have to say. So I used to care, but I really don't give a damn. So if you don't like what I have to say, then just move on, never watch my video again, and unsubscribe from my channel. But if you like what I have to say, or or if you think that there's some truth in it, leave your comments if you'd if you'd like. If you have negative comments that I don't agree with, I just simply delete them so I don't have to look at them. So if you're going to say something negative, your opinion will automatically be dismissed. And also, if you like what I do, I do personal readings. I have an Etsy shop called Infernal Forest Magic. And even better, you can contact me here on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook, Jill Garita. And I do personal readings. And that's in as far as the craft goes, divination is my specialty. So that's what I have to say. And I hope everybody is in one piece. They should be. All is well. It seems to be all is well. Things are not really that bad, right? And just know that you can, it's all in the perspective. If you think you're controlled, then you're controlled. If you don't think you're controlled, then you're not controlled. So let's balance ourselves out. That's something I have to work on too. I have a lot of work that I have to do, mentally and emotionally. And I know that everybody else does too. We all do. So let's balance ourselves out and let's try to make the best with what we have. Okay, so, restaurants are closed. A lot of them are closed. There's a lot of restrictions, but, thankfully, the gyms are still open and, salons are still open and there's things that we can do, to get about our day and keep ourselves, as normal as, we would like to be. So we should be thankful for that we could still get to the gym, that we could still go to the salons, we could, we could still order food at home, and, that we still have roofs over our head. And there's some people that don't have roofs over their head, and they're happier than the people that have roofs over their head. Go figure. So just think about that. Think about the other people in the world that, people in Africa who handled the situation, COVID, better than any other continent in the world. They have the lowest case infection rate in Africa because we were not worried about going to the bars, going to the clubs, missing out on fun, because the people in Africa dealt with poverty and oppression and diseases. So they know how to deal with this, and they took the proper precautions, and that's why Africa has the lowest cases of infections from COVID. All right? So that's all I have to say, and satanic blessings.